Hello good people, my name is Albanas and once again welcome to my channel where your belief system is challenged. The only channel where learning is vital. And as I always tell you, when we learn we think right, and when we think right we act right. In my last clip I talked about how to maintain your momentum on your path of success. And I promise that next time I come I'm going to talk about investment. What is the right time to invest? So I'm going to give you my view or my opinion about what I think about investment, what I think we should be able to do so that all of us, we can be able to have a better or a bright future. Some of people, I know some people will tend to think that there's a particular age you are supposed to start investing. I'm coming here to break it down to you, to try to understand at what particular age do I need to do what. So in this particular clip, I'm going to talk about what you're supposed to do in your 20s, what you're supposed to do in your 30s, what you're supposed to do in your 40s, and what you're supposed to do as well is in your 50s. Remember, in Kenya and most of the countries, retirement age is 60 years. Do you need that job up to 60 years? Do you need to work for that boss up to 60 years? I will definitely disagree. You don't need to work for anybody for so long. How can you work for somebody for 40 years? Look about this, view it in different perspective, and that is, if you take 40 years to develop yourself for personal development, that is, if you are 20, you start thinking of working for yourself. If in 30, you think working for yourself, how many years are remaining for you to work for yourself? And if you work for yourself for the longest time, the better person you're going to become. So today I'm going to give you the challenge and I'm going to try to make you think in my dimensions, because I try to think that we don't need to be employed for us to be able to be successful in life. We basically need to employ ourselves. We just need to work for ourselves. If you are new in the channel, consider subscribing in the channel, because in this channel there are great things to come, and I'm telling you that big things are happening. You don't have to miss this. You regret missing this. So if you're new in the channel, kindly consider subscribing the channel, hit the notification button, like, and if you think something needs to be improved on my channel, please don't shy off, feel free, leave a comment, tell me what I need to do to be better, because I believe in you and I believe that through you I keep learning. And as I always argue, learning is a process and there is no custodian of knowledge. That's what some of the wise men say. So therefore we must keep learning every day, because every day is a learning day. Thank you. Welcome. Denzel Washington will remind us that there is nothing worthwhile in life unless you take a risk. And even before you think about this, Nelson Mandela will emphasize that we don't need to be comfortable with the comfort zone. In other words, he simply tells us that there is no passion to play firm to a life that is less than what you are capable of doing. In other words, you don't need to work so hard in a life that is less than what you are capable of doing, because you are capable of doing greater things. But some of us, when they get job, they are comfortable with those jobs. They work for their boss until they retire, because they are being promised retirement, or rather what you call the retirement benefits. You don't need retirement benefits. You just need assets. You need investments so that you're going to relax and enjoy your investment at the older age. If you are normal enough, you will never be rich. You have to be different. You must be ready to fail, and fail big, as well as patient. In other words, being able to wait, because success takes time. You can't simply buy what is popular and do well. through reading different books and my personal research, I have noticed something with the richest people. The richest people in the world are not the smartest people in their area of investment. But all these guys have something in common. And that is, they are ready, they are not, or they are never ready to work for people, rather to serve the people. They are not ready to work for companies. They are ready for people to work for them. In other words, they put money in circulation so that money can work for them. These guys are smart. They solve solutions. They embrace new opportunities which come on their way. And to some extent, all of them have failed. And not just failing, they have failed terribly on their way to success. And therefore, this gives me a belief that for you to be successful, you must be ready to fail, and fail big. You must be ready to risk. And you need to risk when they are not risking. When people are afraid to do it, that's the time you're supposed to do it. Because you can do it. You can do it. It is important to note that, however, that you cannot produce a baby by simply impregnating 9 women. What do I mean by that? Consistency is key in whatever you want to do in your life. You don't have to start 20 businesses for you to be able to do it. You just need to start with what you have to get what you want. I have noted through reading books, different journals, and even listening to video clips of the most educated, the most successful people in life, that the richest people in the world are not the smartest people in their area of investment. Believe you me not, they are not the smartest in their area of investment. However, these guys have one thing in common. They all start early. They don't believe in working for people, rather believe in serving the people. They don't believe in working for people in their companies. Because remember this, as you're working for people, you are making somebody rich. You will call yourself the manager, but it's not your company. Somebody is becoming rich because you're working for them. Yet, you can work for yourself. These rich guys have also been able to learn that they take risk. They provide solutions. They embrace any opportunity which comes on their way. And to some extent, all of them at one point or the other, they have failed. And not just failed, they have failed terribly. Funny enough, they remain consistent in what they believe in. They focus, or their focus is merely on their success, learning from their failures, and embracing any new opportunities which come on their way. They try everything possible. Unfortunately, this is not the case with most of us, the young people. Our education has brainwashed us completely to only believe that we can be successful by getting that so-called good job. We are made to believe that we can only be successful by working hard, putting a lot of effort, so that we can have the best job, to be a doctor, to be a nurse, to be whichever you think is best for you, because what is best for you might not be best for me. Our parents and teachers, and in this case I'll affect it because I'm a teacher, only give the learners pressure to get highest grades so that they can go to university. After going to university, they'll get a job and then they'll be successful. And then they fail to teach them basics about life and investment. In the book written by Robert, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he will remind us that most people in life lack financial literacy. In other words, the financial intelligence of people is low. The financial teaching is nowhere in any school. We are never taught about money in any institution. We are just taught about thinking, cognitive thinking. We are just taught about industrial thinking. Let me call it that. The Industrial Revolution theory, whereby we are thinking in a particular system. We are supposed to obey the order. We are supposed to obey the nation. And therefore, that's why when you go to job, even when the boss is doing the wrong thing, you have no courage to question why things are not going as expected. Simply because you are taught to obey your boss. You cannot challenge the system. That's why when your pastor will lie to you, you will say not want to think beyond that. You just want to assume things are okay. That's when the government is wrong. You not talk anything about that, because our system, our education has made us to think in that particular way of thinking. Now, what is that we need to do for us to be able to be better people? It's a surprise that people with PhDs, masters, they still move from office to office looking for a job, instead of using that knowledge they studied to invest in their area of study in order to be able to solve a problem in the society. They look for a job. Why? Because they don't understand the basics, that a job is what you are trained to do. But then God did not create you for that. God created you to work, to serve for a purpose. Dr. Miles will remind us that our education doesn't change our human body. In other words, our education is not only made for knowledge, but also help us act and make wise decisions. None of these two people I have quoted, both Dr. Miles and Robert, argue that we should not get education nor get a job. But they warn of being comfortable with those jobs. Dr. Miles tells us that a job is made to prepare us for our work. That is what we are made to do. You should use a job just for capital so that you can be able to start. And that means you don't need to work and retire. You only need to start somewhere, because I believe that, or rather I understand that we're not the same. There are people who have no background, who start from nowhere, like some of us. But that does not mean you must work for those people forever. You can be able to create your path. Work for them for some time, set your goals for yourself. Know the time period, give yourself a timeline that I'm going to work for these years. I get this money. When I get this money, I'm going to invest in this particular area. So Dr. Miles is warning us, you should not work for anybody for the rest of your life. Start a job, do it for some time, leave it, go and work for yourself. Do something for yourself. Invest on yourself, because you can always do that. If you want financial freedom, you must be ready to risk, explore opportunities, and start with that what you have. You don't have to be smarter than anyone else. You don't have to be smarter than anyone else. All you have is to be disciplined, create the right environment, that is, surround yourself with the people who believe like you do, people with the same visions or even different vision, but then they believe in the things you believe in. At the end of it, you might not have the same goals, but you believe that you should not work for people. That is kind of belief I'm talking about here. People believe that we can invest, we can be better, we can work for ourselves, but not people who tell you, let's go to the job, we'll be late, let's obey the boss. This is not what you need. You just need the right people and the right environment. The moment you're able to identify the right environment, it's also good you get a mentor, somebody you're going to look upon if possible. Risk comes from not knowing what we are doing. I firmly believe as a person that early investment as a young person is going to create a better foundation for your future. It is at this age, therefore, we must be ready to heavily invest in acquiring knowledge and embracing any opportunity that comes on our way. Take for instance, at age 18 years or below, up to age 35 to 40 years, depending on when you start, that is a time you're supposed to do any gambling. And gambling, this says, I'm not saying that you go to sports pesa and you start gambling. No, I'm saying it is at this age you are supposed to try any possible idea that crosses your mind. If you have an idea, that is the time you're supposed to go and implement it without fear or any regrets. I'll give you a good example here. If you take, for instance, if you try to implement, let's say, 10 ideas, out of the 10 ideas you want to implement, 8 of them fail, 2 succeed. Simple math. In a period of 5 years, if you do this one every year, in a period of 5 years, you're going to be having 10 ideas working. And you're going to have 40 ideas which are failed. I want to tell you, the 40 ideas which failed will not matter to you. If you have 10 ideas which are working, before you cross or you move to age 40 years or 35 years, depending on when you started, and this can change because it will depend with your momentum. Remember I said don't copy anybody, but this is what I believe. At age 40 now, you are crossing with 10 workable ideas which you have already implemented. The 40 failed ideas do not matter anymore. Actually, they are going to give you strength to believe that failure has no place in your life, and therefore it doesn't matter. And all the fear to lose will be gone. Now, when you get to your 40, at 40 years, this is the time I believe you are supposed to create connections. This is the time you're supposed to invest heavily on your 10 ideas. The 10 ideas you identified in your age of gambling, that is between below 40 or below 35, depending on you as a person. It is now the time to seriously invest in those 10 ideas you have, or even less. I give a good example here. I'm taking, for instance, you have 2 ideas every year. In a period of 5 years, you're going to have 10 ideas. What about in a period of 10 years? What about in a period of 15 years? You can be able to have more ideas. And then, as you do all these and you create ideas in your mind, always don't forget the principle of consistency. So therefore, in your 40s, you don't need any idea. The only ideas you need It is number one on how to improve what you have, on how to create better marketing for whatever you are doing, on how to get connection on selling your products if you are in a business of producing several products. That is basically what you need at your 40s. And at that time, you're supposed to invest heavily now without fear, because you have already failed before, and therefore you believe it's possible. That is the time you're supposed to heavily invest in those ideas you have as a person. So that by the time you are crossing age 50, you already have an empire. Now that you have an empire, you have a business which is running and everything is moving on well, you will start now enjoying your fruits. And then at age 50 now, this is now the time to go back. At your 50s, or when you turn 50 years, all you need to do is now to turn to the young people. Remember one thing, the young people got fresh ideas. They have very good ideas, brilliant ideas, and they also have the energy. So therefore, what you need to do in your 50s is not competing with the young people. I see some people in our workplace at 50s, you are competing with the young people. In other words, you want to shame them, yet you know you cannot be able to do that. Why? They have energy. They have ideas. They are new in the market. They know what is happening. So therefore, if you invest in the young people, you're going to be able to know what is happening currently. You'll be able to be given the right services, and you get high performance. Why am I saying that one? Because the young people are going to make you look young. They're going to make your business look as if it's starting. So therefore, in age 50, please, the old people, if at age 50, stop fighting with the young. Help them to implement those ideas they have. In your area of your professionalism or whatever you're doing, just support them so that they can be able to be better people. When you're doing this one, remember, you are also helping the young people to develop an attitude of creating their own background, just like you did. Because I propose that at 20 is when you're supposed to do all the gambling. So hold their hand. Make them realize that they can do it. Make them go for it. And when you invest in the young people, you are simply giving back to the society. And this is what you need as a person. At that age, don't just die rich and alone. Die rich and have a channel you're going to be able to be proud of. At 60 years, you have people you have mentored in your business, in your leadership, and whatever you're doing to make sure that they're just like you. Don't leave. You're retired, you're going home, and you have nobody to show who you have made to be better than you are. You need to be able to invest on the young people. Enjoy the work you do, and heavily invest on the young people at your 50s. And possibly, if you are lucky enough to have grown early, you can start even at 40. You grow with them. You make sure that you have connection and etc. so that you can be able to create a channel. To the young people, sacrifice for your future. Let all of us be willing to sacrifice for what you want. If you want something different, or if you want to achieve something different, you have to do something different. Success is not about speed, but consistency. I have learned in my life that the highest level or the highest qualification of failure is ignorance. Ignorance is what makes most of us, the young people, to fail. Because we are so ignorant, we don't listen to anybody. We don't give time to listen because we are all knowing. Make sure that you take time to listen. As some people say, when you listen, you learn something. When you talk, you only talk what you know. So in listening, we become wiser. Take this seriously. Don't give up on your dreams, because you can and you are able. I just want to remind you something. Nobody looks like you. You are born to do something great, and nobody else can do it the way you can. Go for it, because you're qualified enough to become that what you think you can. Risk now. Invest now. Grow rich and change the world. You can, because you are able. Just go for it. Nobody is going to solve the problem you are born to solve in this world. You got a purpose. Go for it. Go for it. And keep learning and invest so much in your mind, because the more knowledge you have, the more easy you will be able to solve the challenges you face as you grow and in your path to success.